Panther Nation, it's the C3 Podcast, brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com.
I had fun, man. Just out, the guys joking. We working at the same time. Putting the work in as a team. Like I said, I'm just glad to be with the guys.
My favorite night of the week.
We're gonna go out there and we're playing to win. We're not out here just to show up. We're out here to win.
I don't want guys that want to win, because really, who doesn't? Nobody wants to win. Everybody wants to win. I want players that hate to lose.
Well, this embodies everything that we are as a team, as an organization. Our motto is keep pounding. That's what we do. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, what's up, Panther fans? It's your boy, the Professor, a.k.a. Tony Dunn. It's the C3 Podcast, brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com, where on Tuesday nights we have all types of fun talking about the Carolina Panthers. I'm here tonight with Cody Lashney, bro. What's up, my man? I know. We got the night right. Let's just see how the stream works. We got Joe Riolano in the house. Joey, how you doing, my man? All right, fantastic. All right, so guys, just because of the inconsistency with YouTube, if we have any problems, guys, it worked fine for the last hour, and never know what's going to happen. We're on Facebook and Periscope as well, so bounce over there if anything happens. If you're going ahead and smash that thumbs up button, that's what we need right now. You guys hit the thumbs up, share the show on Twitter, Facebook, wherever you hang at. Whatever you do on the internet, we appreciate it. And you could even consider donating to the show to keep, I guess, whatever this is going, us having fun talking about the Carolina Panthers. But guys, we're here. Let's talk football. We got a little bit to talk about OTAs, the next phase after rookie minicamps. Now you have organized team activities. We have that beginning today. Also, we're going to be talking about the missing DBs coach. Who is the coach of all these young players? And as well as we got a new owner, and we got to meet him tonight, and we'll see. We'll hear that he likes pork rinds and Nestle Quick, it seems like. But anyway, guys, OTA. You guys want to start with Tepper or OTAs? You pick your poison, Joe. Go for it. All right, so Tepper joins today. He met with the finance committee. He got a unanimous vote when it came to the purchasing of the Carolina Panthers, in both by the team owners as well as the finance committee. So basically, the man joined the good old boys club. The 11 billionaire becomes the second richest owner in the NFL. And he came out and addressed the media on this, guys. Joe, what is your initial impression of Tepper?
Virtually hanging out the bottom of your jacket. You commented how it looked like he was just leaving the strip club. First, early morning after the strip club, and you're absolutely right. That's what it looked like. So I was a bit concerned there, but after the day's event and when I watched him in the press conference, I was really impressed. I came away very impressed. I think one thing he said that a lot of people were kind of brought at ease about was keeping the team in the Carolinas. He mentioned that the team name is Carolina Panthers, and that he thought that, this is where it belongs. In particular, Charlotte is where the team belongs. And I want to point out how he mentioned that there are two Carolinas. There's a north and the south. And I thought that was pretty important. that he acknowledged that, and hopefully we'll continue to see the Panthers, you know, have a presence in South Carolina as much as they do in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Seems to be concerned about his hair. I mean, he was able to make fun of it, and I can relate. Being a bald guy, I can relate. You're able to make fun of it, but at the same time, you really wish you had a full head of hair.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. These are just notes I took about him when he was doing his press conference. One thing I like that he said the first thing he's concerned about is winning. Second thing he's concerned about is winning. And he said, you know, the third thing I'm concerned about is, and everybody said winning. And he's like, yeah, you guys are sharp. And I'm glad to hear that. That's what we want, is we want somebody who wants to win. And on that note, he was talking about winning on and off the field, you know, like in the community, being a big part of the community and having a positive influence there. But one thing he said I liked was, I don't like losing at all on either field.
Yeah, you know what I got to say about it?
Duh. Winning.
Winning in what sense?
Just winning, just being happy.
Because some would say
winning.
that you're defeated now.
They can say that, but what kind of car are they driving? What kind of girls are in their home?
Winning.
I think that's important that, you know, he talked about winning off the field. And he seems to be a very philanthropic guy. We know he made a big charitable donation to his alma mater. And, you know, he seems like a guy who enjoys giving and you know, being a part of something. So that's good. And he seemed to be happy, man. He seemed like he was so happy about being an owner of an NFL team. You know what I mean? Like this is the best thing that's ever happened to him. He didn't answer all the questions because he wasn't familiar enough with the goings on, and I like that. He didn't try to speak about things he didn't know. And I think that's a big thing, you know, keep it to where you know, stay in your lane, if you will, right?
Cody, what was your impression of Tepper?
He seems like a jovial dude. You know, he seems as someone that has this, you know, this energy about him that's genuinely grateful to be a part of this whole thing. You know, if you go back and listen to his commencement speech that he gave at, I believe it's Carnegie Mellon, that's where he graduated from. You know, he talks about, you know, he couldn't even afford to go to an NFL game when he was in his 20s, and now here he is purchasing a team, and he's instantly, you know, the second richest owner in the NFL. I mean, yeah, I'm definitely, I'm excited, man. But when he said, what's the name of the team? The Carolina Panthers, it really made you breathe a sigh of relief, you know? It really kind of let you know that, you know, he's in it for the long haul here in the Carolinas. Another interesting tidbit that I found worthy of note is that he mentioned when talking about if there might be any other owners coming along with him, that you know, maybe if there's another sports team like an MLS team in Charlotte, that, you know, maybe that would be something that he'd be interested in as well. And you know, I personally don't care much about soccer, but if Charlotte had a team, I'd be a fan. Yeah, I mean, David Tepper has an energy to him that I like a lot, and I think that, you know, it's like I said before, the man wants a return on his investment, and he purchased the right team to have just that.
Sean Gilly on Facebook asks, you think he will be on the sidelines at all? And I got to say, I think that, yeah, I do think he is the type of owner that will be more vocal, be more less shy, And I'm not saying that all of a sudden he's going to be calling in WFNZ and things to that effect. But yeah, I don't see why we couldn't see him occasionally in the locker room or reports coming out of that. And now, to me, I thought he seemed a little goofy. Right? Is that, like, I think that he is kind of goofy for a guy that's a billionaire. Joe says that he missed the cufflinks. He mentioned his shirt. He mentioned all these things. Here is a little bit that I thought was fun. I about died at this part of the press conference.
Back here. Right in the middle.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
I saw you on TV.
What's
your name again?
Ian Rappaport.
Do you color that hair, or is that a real haircut?
It's real.
Because I'm thinking of doing something for myself here, so... all right, sorry about that.
No, it's good. Your hair or lack thereof looks absolutely fine.
It's definitely a little shiny up here, so...
About the Panthers, is your plan to keep the Panthers in Charlotte? And if so, what are your plans for the stadium?
What's the name of the team?
Carolina Panthers.
Carolina Panthers. It's going to be the Carolina Panthers. And listen, there is a logical place for this team, and it's Charlotte. And it is the Carolina Panthers. And that means this team has to have some sort of presence in the Carolinas. And last time I saw, how many are there? That's right. There's 2 of them. So, listen, Charlotte is the logical place for a stadium. As far as a new stadium, again, you're asking me too much, and I can, the only thing I have a market on right now is lack of knowledge. I'll call it stupidity. So I got that down. So I'll learn a lot more in the future. I'm a person who doesn't like to, I like to know what I know, and I know what I don't know. So I don't want to say too much what I don't know.
So what I liked about this is that he barely knew who Ian Rappaport was, right? Some insider. You are, Ian. And then on top of this is where I about died right here.
Hey, David, right here. Joe Person at the Charlotte Observer.
Now, you have hair that stands up straight.
Yes.
I can't do that either.
Well, that's unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
So I understand you met with...
So I like how he came after well, first of all, what'd you think about Joe Person? He said that's unfortunate. Come on, you're the local reporter, dude. You better be like suck up, Buttercup. That's what I would say. But is that Joe Person does have remarkably spiky hair for a guy in his mid-40s.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to put this out, is that, look, the YouTube stream is continuing to have problems, but we are on Facebook, and it seems to be working fine. You can find us on Periscope. I don't know what to do, guys, at this point. I've tried and tried and tried, and we'll just see what the heck. I'm going to have to, call my nerd friends over at some point. But OTAs, guys, look, Cam Newton healthy out there. Norv Turner out there. We even got a guest in Troy Aikman out there. You heard about Curtis Samuel running fast. You heard, I heard a lot of good things, and I think this is the first time. I think this is the healthiest we've been in OTAs in a while.
Long time.
Definitely.
Now, how does this help Cam Newton here? Because I saw a story today that was put out as that Norv Turner said that he sees Cam Newton in the high 60s, mid to high 60s passing rate. And what do you guys think about that? How does Norv Turner make Cam more efficient?
So, if I might jump in here, I feel like what I'm hoping, at least, is that Norv Turner has seen what we have all been seeing, is that Cam is being required to make these throws that don't allow for a high completion percentage. But that there's a reason why we draft who we draft. And DJ Moore and even Curtis Samuel under the Gelman regime, they were drafted for a reason. And it's my hope that knowing what Norv wants to implement on our offense and what he wants to do and the type of guys that he has around Cam, I think he believes that Cam can be just as good as any other quarterback that he's ever worked with. In fact, Troy Aikman was at OTAs today, talking with Ron Rivera, talking with Norv, talking with Cam. You know, I think that Norv, you know, I heard a good analogy the other day that Norv Turner is to offense what Wade Phillips is to defense. Wade was never a great head coach, but he was always a very dominant defensive coordinator in the NFL, and that's what I think Norv Turner can do and will do for us. I mean, I'm definitely more excited this season or around this time, you know, now than I was last year going into last season. I feel like we have much more pieces and we have a chance to really do some damage.
Joe, Norv Turner, he brings with him a pedigree, right? I heard that he's the most accomplished offensive mind in the NFL right now.
I would have to say he's definitely in the discussion. There's no doubt about that. I think the article you talk about, I believe, was written by Chris Wessling, and I have lots to say about him later on the show, or about his comments and thoughts. Anyway, I just see that the group, the talent on offense that Cam has to work with is the best he's had yet. And then you combine that group, the talented group he has, with a brilliant offensive mind, and you're talking about a recipe for success, and success at a very high level. So I think that Cam will be on his way to joining that elite club of 65 or higher completion percentage.
How does he do that? How does he help him become that?
Well, with the route combinations and playing, and like I said, with the group of guys that he has guys that are able to create separation, guys that can get open, where he's not having to throw a fastball every time and try to throw it by the defender. The guy, you know, the receiver will be open, and Cam can get it to the guy without having to, you know, put it through the defender. That's something that we have not had a lot of up until this year. And our offense, you know, I mean, come on, it's Mike Shula. You know, the guy said he would do one thing, tried it for one play, and then revert back to plays that just don't work. So he was really inconsistent with his play calling, and Norv has a system. He knows the system works, and he knows he has something special in Cam Newton. And with this offense, with the talent he surrounded Cam with, I really believe Cam is going to be that. To be the like Drew Brees and Phillip Rivers and 65, 67% completion passer. So I really believe we're going to see something special this year.
Here, I want to go to Cody on this. As Cody mentioned a tweet that I got up for everyone to see, Cam Newton's percentage of throws defined as open, 2+ steps of separation. 2016, they have him listed at 29%, and 2017, 41.2%. It actually improved last year. What do you think? What do those numbers tell you? Because I don't know what to make of them outside without context.
Well, it tells me what I said last Wednesday, that, you know, people talk about completion percentage. And, people like Colin Cowherd go on and on about Cam Newton, and it doesn't have a high completion percentage, but it lacks all the context in the world. Every offense runs a specific system. And for the past few years, we have depended on jump ball receivers. Devin Funchess and Kelvin Benjamin being able to high point the ball and bring it down. But the thing is, even the best receivers in the game at doing that don't even come up with 50% of those catches. So you're talking about Cam is consistently having to put the ball right on the money every single time. And the fact that his numbers even are what they have been, in my opinion, has been a miracle. I mean, Cam really has not had a lot to work with, and yet he's still been an MVP. Our quarterback is tremendous, and I hope we all recognize the kind of talent that he has, because Cam Newton is a miracle worker, and he does not get the kind of love that he deserves. And Pro Football Focus is essentially saying the same thing.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited at this point. One of the things that I'm excited about is that all you hear at this point is talk about Cam and wide receivers and things. But because they can't tackle, they can't do these things that, well, they won't be able to do this forever anyway. But we didn't hear anything about C.J. Anderson today. Very little about Christian McCaffrey other than he's looking buff. So I thought that, there's still a lot of hidden things on this team that we don't really know about, that we're not going to get to see. And there is no tape on the matter. And I just believe this, as I think Norv Turner has run this show long enough to know how to get a lot out of these guys and to teach them a lot in this time. And, you saw him looking at Cam Newton over there. I think it says a lot too that he wanted to coach Cam. I think this is one of those teams you could go from an offense that was forgettable over the last 2 years to one that's going to dominate, that has the opportunity to dominate. You love to see what happens when they spread them out and then they get Christian McCaffrey in space. One of the things I think that's going to stretch, you always have Norv Turner likes to run those drag routes. So he runs a guy deep, or he runs two guys deep and then drags one of the receivers across the middle about 7-8 yards, maybe not even, maybe 6-7 yards downfield, and they get they're trying to pick up a first down. What I like about that is you do that concept, but then you also have Christian McCaffrey in the mix, running out of the backfield, catching passes. I think that's going to be fun. I think there's a lot to offer there. And, he's had a diversity of weapons before to coach, and he's had bad offenses to coach. The real question mark continues, will this offensive line hold up? How will Matt Khalil play? How are they going to work out this guard play? Now let's just move to that quickly. Is that today I saw that Moton Silatulu and Tyler Larson getting time at guard, and also Silatulu and Moton kicking outside some. How do you guys feel about how we're going to be able to plug that? Well, I didn't hear about that, the Vikings dude, the guy that we signed from the Vikings today. We didn't sign him today, but we got that guy who came in. He was on WFNZ. He signed a 1-year deal, I believe. Well, maybe I think it was a 1-year deal, but it was significant for him, I believe.
Something Searles or something.
Yeah, that's it.
Searles. Something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So
That's it.
we'll still wait and see there, but I think there is a continuity there. Or not a continuity there, but I think there's enough names on that line. You're going to just watch to see, does Darrell Williams continue to step forward, right? So I think that's the time that's going to be the story of these teams. Now, you look on the other side of the ball. I saw this is that I saw old J-Rod, Jordan Rodriguez, talking about how Cersei looked fast out there. Now, she was not a fan of the Cersei signing, when it happened, but I said, don't sleep on this guy. This guy can play. And then I saw Josh Klein, who's from the Roaring Riot Report, tweet that, or write a story that said that Mike Adams and James Bradbury are the only guys that are locks in the secondary, and I don't think so. Today they're running Cersei and Mike Adams on first team, and I think that's expected. I think it's going to be hard to say Mike Adams sit while we put these rookies right here. They're probably looking and studying. But what do you guys think about that? Is Mike Adams, is he locked in on this secondary, and can he play free safety? That's my concern. I'll start with you, Cody. Is Mike Adams too long in the tooth to play a rangy position like free safety?
No, he's not too long in the tooth. And, personally, I'm of the mindset and of the belief that you really need to have strong safeties. And by that, I mean both at the strong safety and free safety position to really to compete, because not all corners, even if they're a lockdown corner, that sometimes they're just going to go up against someone that's better. But the quarterback, when they're at the line, they're always taught to identify where the safety is. So safeties are very, very important. And I believe for a long time they've been underutilized here in Carolina. That's why a lot of us were wanting us to draft Derwin James in the first round if he fell to us. I can't say I know a lot about Denoris Cersei as a player, but I really didn't know a lot about Mike Adams before last year either. So if he can come in, and I'm assuming that he's going to play high at free safety, if he's going to be a ball hawk, man, sign me up, man. Because say what you want, Kurt Coleman in 2015, he was taking away the ball on a pretty regular basis, and we need to have more of that.
Joe, I don't think that Mike Adams is particularly suited to play free safety at this point in his this career. I think last year I felt like he played more strong safety than he did while Kurt Coleman played the free. I think he's getting out there tutoring and mentoring the young kids.
Well, I know this, man. I know that in the Panthers system, the safeties are kind of interchangeable. But I have to agree with you. I just can't see Mike Adams being that center fielder and being focused on playing the ball. He just doesn't come across to me as that type of a DB. He's a guy that comes up and runs support, make sure he's got the tight end in a pass coverage situation. That's more his role, an enforcer, kind of like almost another linebacker. So that's where I see him. That's how I see him. So I don't know what they're gonna do. I imagine, for the time being, Cersei's the man, but things are subject to change. We still got the cuts coming after early June, and we don't know what free agents there'll be available at that point. So, we may not have seen the last move that the Panthers have yet to make. And we may pick up a safety, somebody that'll fit right in at the free safety position, if you will.
No, Cersei was not with Detroit. He was with Buffalo. Brandon Herbert's on Facebook is that he's older. He's only 28 he might be 29. I think that my thing with Cersei is that he got brought in as a free agent in that off year where Mike Mularkey took over the team, and then they hired him and were about to fire him. And their team was so inconsistent while Jacksonville and other teams were also bad that I feel like then they made a move and they went and got that Jacksonville safety. I forget his name. And then but I feel like Cersei was thrown out with the bathwater. Throw the baby out with the bathwater. We'll see how he plays, but I think that I think this is that I'd love to see, or I can see Mike Adams getting a lot of time, being very instructional, But when it comes time to some point in the season, maybe mid-season, maybe earlier in the season, and that you get maybe Galden coming in and playing that free safety. If we don't get that, I do think that that's kind of disappointing. If we can't get, with all the talk of getting faster, and then you keep a 39-year-old safety back there. He did play good towards the end, but again, we'll have to see how he adjusts to that different position. I know people keep saying that these safeties are, is not as a huge difference in this system, but at the same time, the free safety, the only time you know about them is when they get burned, right? They make and so maybe catch-up speed is important to have in it a little bit. So we'll see if, what those guys are going to be doing. Now, I think the biggest news right now that we should talk about, that no one's talking about, that I want to write a story about, but I don't really even have any information other than, speaking of DBs, maybe Mike Adams should just be the defensive backs coach, because we don't have one right now. It's been several weeks since Curtis Fuller, I believe, resigned. And so what do we do right now? How do you go forward with no DBs coach?
Well, I mean, I can say this. It represents a very big problem. And you're right. It's not being talked about a lot. One of the things I've noticed between our free agent signing and Ross Cockrell to our draft picks and Dante Jackson and Rashawn Galden is that all of their best film comes when they're in man coverage. Now, traditionally, the Panthers have always been a zone coverage kind of team. So, in my mind, that leads me to believe that we were going to change some things up this year, and we were going to look to do things a little bit differently. So, right after we bring the guys in, the integral part in all that puzzle, our defensive backs coach, is nowhere to be found. I mean, that's not really a great thing, and I have no idea who would even be on the radar at this point in time to take the spot. You don't hear Ron or Marty Herney answering a lot of questions about it, and it's a problem.
It's a huge problem when you have such a young secondary. I mean, if you think of, you've got James Bradbury, who has admitted that the weakest part of his game is studying and watching film, something he didn't have to do a lot in college, and putting a priority on that as having to be something that he makes more of a habit. And I don't think that he's saying that he doesn't watch it, but like, how do you watch it and get more out of it at the same time, where you see it translating into improved play on the field? Then on the other side, you've got Ross Cockrell, who has had he's been in the league for a little while, but limited experience. And then you get just some, I don't know, is that it does seem to be a kind of a strange thing when it comes to not filling this position, not promoting someone. You've got a new defensive coordinator. There's a lot of things up in the air, and it's just kind of crazy to me.
Yeah, you wish you could feel better about where the roster is right now. You wish you felt like they were solid in a couple of other positions, but the truth of the matter is we're just not right now. We could go into the year the way things are and have everything work out. That's possible, but you just don't feel that way right now. We're not sure who our other corner will be. We think Bradbury is a lock, or as much of a lock as you can be at this point. But who's the other guy going to be? So yeah, we definitely have questions about this team, and we'd like to think the answers are on the roster, but we just frankly don't know that yet.
All right. let's see. Let's go ahead and jump into these cat calls and see what everybody's talking about tonight. Guys, you can reach the show using the cat calls line. It's open 24/7, 252-228-5098. Get your voice heard on this podcast. Continue to work on getting the kinks worked out. But until then, you can check out the podcast later on YouTube, on iTunes and Stitcher, wherever you get your podcast in the audio version. We're also on Facebook, Periscope, and all that jazz. So this is the point where we let you guys control the show, and here we go.
So what are your thoughts on catcalling?
Yeah, it's pretty you shouldn't do that to somebody.
And how did that make you feel?
Very uncomfortable.
So how do you think catcalling makes the person feel?
It feels good, like...
Who's that cat sitting in the back corner with his face buried in his nose? Who's that kid that can use one?
C3, or J-Dub. I'm just saying, no matter what happens, no matter if I hope they accept Tepper as the owner before this call goes through, but if not, it doesn't matter. C3 is a place to be. We need to let everybody know. Like, why haven't we hit up Max Hansen for a shout out? Like, he was on the show. And then we have Miss Rodriguez for all that Cam Newton stuff happened. She was on the show. We have people on C3. We have real fans in C3. We have diehards in C3. Like, with over 1,000 kind of mind boggles me. It doesn't make no sense. I don't have social media myself, so I'm in Iowa, like. But it doesn't matter, man. Tony and all them, they come through every time. A lot of people don't know this. I wrote an article for them last year. They were nice enough to publish it for me and everything, talking about GM. I'm gonna do a new one when the owner stuff is official. I have a new one coming, and it's gonna be a C3 Carolina Cat Chronicles exclusive, of course. People need to recognize we're diehards. This is our family, our team, our channel, our podcast. No matter whatever happens, we always keep pounding.
Professor, freaking Puerto Rican, and hopefully Cody filling in tonight. This is Mel Mayock. Hey, I'm kind of laid up for the day after a little bit of dinner work, so I'm sparing you guys me being on the show tonight, but certainly am missing it, and I sure will be watching it. Hope you guys have fun, and for everybody in the chat room, what's up? Glad you guys are here. Thanks for joining us, keeping this thing going. A couple of things I wanted to hear the fellas talk about, and I'd be talking about if I was there, is one, the OTAs, and I mean, Cam Newton out there looking good from what I hear. Last year he was not able to fully participate. I think that's going to be the biggest difference for the Panthers coming out. And looks like full participation other than Julius Peppers and Luke taking it kind of slow, working his way back in, but no worries there. And then the second thing is the NFL owners making it official, and Tepper will be taking the reins in July. Heard his press conference. Sounds like very committed to the Carolinas and has a sense of humor and looks like he likes the camera. So it's going to be a change from what we've been used to with the Big Cat, and we'll see how that all plays out. But at this point, it's exciting, and I will see you guys next week. Keep pounding.
Joe, where are you at on those calls? You jump in there real quick. First of all, thanks J-Dub for all the support and everything. You are part of the C3 family, and we'll continue. I know he's been frustrated with the YouTube stream tonight, and we will. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll get it fixed one day. Until then, we'll just keep recording. But, Joe, Mel's call right there, camera friendly. Tepper, do you think so?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's got a good on-camera presence. So he knows when the cameras are on, and he doesn't shy away. And he seems pretty comfortable. And you definitely like to see that. That way you'll be seeing him and hearing from him. And that will be a nice change from almost hermit like Jerry Richardson.
Yeah, you have no idea what to think about that. You know, I mean, we just don't even know. Like
It would
you,
be nice.
yeah. So we'll see. All right, I think we got one more call, and I think it's from Carl D.
Hi, what's going on, Cat fans? This is Carl D, your resident. So I was reading. So check this out, Tony, and everybody. I seen an article somebody posted in a group me about a secret discussion that at the owners meeting they was having, something about having a 15 giving a team a 15-yard penalty for their players kneeling during the national anthem. So when I was seeing that article, I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, so how are they, if this rule was to come true, which I doubt it, they'd be stupid to do this, but if this rule came true, so how is the referees, if both teams have players kneeling, so how?
He got cut off, I guess. He got cut off. But what do you guys think about this? I can't believe this can't be a real thing that you are going to
They said they were going
penalize.
to leave it up to the owner of the state, the team owner.
Yeah, they said that the owner was going to be able to decide if the team is on the field during the national anthem,
Right.
and if they are on the field and they do decide to kneel, then. And by the way, none of this is official.
Right.
They're doing the meetings right now with the owners, and they're all just spitballing. But yeah, they're discussing a 15-yard penalty for anyone who kneels during the national anthem. And yeah, it's one of those things, man, where it's like, the NBA, they don't even let they do not let their players kneel for the national anthem. And NBA doesn't get anywhere near the flag that the NFL does, and yet you never see NBA players ever doing that. So in my mind, before they ever do any of that stuff, I think it's much more likely that you're gonna end up seeing just an outright ban on kneeling during the national anthem.
Yeah, they just won't come out. They'll make them. I think that's crazy though, because I just think it's just this seems so much in the rear view to me that I can't believe that the NFL is going to make a big difference out of. I feel like this is like a story that's people are going to get tired of it. The players are going to get tired of it.
People are already tired of it.
Yeah, so I don't even think by them doing this, they're the ones that are actually making this an even a bigger deal, All right, guys, I don't really have anything much more to talk about tonight. I think that we've gotten through everything. We've talked about Tepper. We've talked about person and spiky hair. We talked about OTAs. Oh, here you go. One last thing. I saw that Aaron Freeman, FalcsFan.com, he said that Julio did not show up for OTAs, and he also said that Dan Quinn was upset about this, and that they were willing to trade Julio Jones for a 4th and a 7th. I said, done deal. I'll go ahead and sign it right now.
Sign me up.
Move him right to Charlotte. Guys, what do you make of this about Julio Jones having problems? I mean, is that he needs a contract now? He don't got much more in his prime. This is the time he's got to get paid, right?
Yeah.
This is what happens to these guys at this point in their career.
I think they're going to pay him. I think they want him to play, so they're gonna pay him.
I disagree. I don't think they will, and you know why? They just signed Matt Ryan to be the most high-paid quarterback in the NFL, and that's
Yeah.
that's one of the things. Yeah, go ahead.
I would say, well, Julio Jones helped him get that contract.
True. It's just to me, they have Calvin Ridley, they have Mohamed Sanu. It's it kind of goes back to how much do you value the wide receiver position, and we talk about it because Cam Newton has never had a receiver on the caliber of Julio Jones, right? We would love to have that dude, but then you look at, has a receiver ever been the reason that a team has outright won the Super Bowl? And personally, I would say no. Look at what Cam Newton did in 2015. We didn't bring home the whole thing, but he was a monster that year, throwing to anyone and everyone. So I don't know, man. I think Julio is a very important part of what they do. But whoever signs Julio, they're gonna have to pay him a pretty penny.
Well, if we would have had Julio in 15, we'd have won it.
Oh, it would have been yeah, definitely. It would have. I don't think Julio would have bobbled the Jericho Cotchery pass, which he caught, by the way.
Yeah, I think it's a crazy kind of story. All right.
I don't think they're gonna trade him. I really don't. I mean, remember what they gave up to get him?
Oh yeah, they did give up the damn farm.
Just to draft him, and then only a few years later to turn around and trade him. That just seems crazy to me.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So the last part of the show, and is that because like I'm so frustrated with the computer, guys. I'm gonna have to pay somebody, I guess, to fix my shit, and I hate that. I'm the cheapest mofo on the planet. Like, I've been googling this. I got some last things I'm gonna check late tonight. I'll be up all night trying to mess with this. I forgot to mess with it all this week. But let's get into the ice up picks, and let's just get that part of the show out of the way. Joe, do you want to go ahead? This is the point where we tell someone to ice it up, to toughen up, to get it together. Everyone is fair game. Joey, you want to go first?
Yeah, I can.
All right, your pick is up.
All right, I just want to say, we talked about a little bit about the post from Chris Wessling, where he gave his thoughts on Norv Turner's comment about Cam Newton, where he thinks Cam can be a passer that gets 60, 65 or higher % completion percentage. And Chris disagrees with this. He talked about Cam Newton in his 2015 year, how, Cam was at the top of his game and still only threw for like 58 or 59%. And he just it's making sense because Cam's, footwork and his delivery, they're just not matched together. They don't work in unison the way they should, and that's why he's always throwing high or missing his guy. So, and he broke 2 vertebrae in his back or something like that. It's always been something or another that slowed down Cam's early season preparedness. And this year is coming into our off-season workout program, the OTAs and whatnot, 100%. He's getting to work with all the guys right off the rip. He's got a new offensive coordinator that, is an offensive genius. All these things are working in his favor. And I believe come the end of the year, we're going to see Cam at 65% or higher for completion. And I think Wessling was just joining all the naysayers and the Colin Cowherds that just think Cam is a wide receiver that's playing quarterback. That's not really a quarterback. And I'm icing him up for his lack of belief. We watch Cam year in, year out. We follow the Panthers. We know the ins and outs of this team. And this is the year. I really believe this is the year Cam shines and this offense goes to another level. So, Chris, ice up, son.
Yeah, I like that one.
All right, Cody, what you got for us?
All right, so I'm going to bring it to a slightly serious level. And before I even start, I want to assure everyone I'm not talking about gun laws. I'm not talking about mental health. But I do want to mention something that happened with this Santa Fe shooting in Texas. And it's something that people do too much. And more importantly, CNN has just done something that in my mind is egregious. And that's whenever these sick psychos go and murder a ton of people, one of the things that they seek out of that is the fame from it. They know that their name is going to be plastered everywhere. Their face is going to be plastered everywhere. On the trending page on YouTube, CNN posted a video with his name and his face, and it had almost 2 million views. This is unacceptable. And I want everyone to know that whenever you're on Facebook or Twitter and you see a picture of these monsters, don't share their face. Don't share their names. You're giving them what they want. Do not give them the air to do it. So to everyone who does this, and to CNN especially, ice up.
All right. My ice up pick is going to be a fun one tonight. I'm going Joe Riolano style. Joe, I thought you were going David Tepper for the cufflinks.
No, I was gonna do that. I actually had this whole thing written up, but then when I saw that wrestling article, I was like, forget this. I'm going this way.
All right, so my ice up pick is gonna go to this whole situation. I don't know if I can even ice up the person, but the whole situation. Woman caught on camera pooping on floor at Tim Hortons fast food restaurant and throwing it at employee. Supposedly, this woman was refused access to the bathroom, and she had been a problem there before. And they told her that she couldn't use the restroom, and she got so angry she leaned her back right up against the booth, took a dump on the ground.
Oh my God!
And then took a napkin, picked it up, and threw it at the employee, and then wiped her ass with the napkin, and then threw the napkin back there too as well. I didn't realize this, guys, is that the ice up pick goes to this part, is that we've had the jogging pooper.
The mad pooper.
Yeah, we've had people reach down and eat shit off the ground. Horse crap. Like, I didn't realize that the fecal feces whatever thing, yeah, is like it's a fetish. That your poop is a fetish right now, and I'm sorry, like, ladies, I'm a freaky deaky, yo, but like, I'm not like into pain and people shatting or peeing. Like, I just don't really find anything. So anyway, to you, lady,
Tony, you haven't lived, man.
All right, so this goes to the woman who took a dump, that she was so upset that she couldn't use their restroom that she took a dump and then threw it at the poor guy. Poor guy. Guys, what do you do if someone takes a dump and then throws it at you? Like,
hey,
what's...
Man, you gotta shut it down.
She had it in the holster too, man. She dropped trowel and boom.
Yes, she did.
She in an instant. She didn't have to sit there for a minute to pinch one off.
That was
ready to go.
Yeah.
So to y'all, man, keep your poop in the toilet, man. I'm so glad my kids do that now. Finally.
I mean, really, it's a shame that you would have to say that to an adult. That those words would have to even come out of your mouth to a grown up.
All right.
Apparently, they wouldn't let her use the bathroom. She's like, she was so pissed off because she wanted to use it, and it was only for employees or something dumb. So she said, "All right, you won't let me use the toilet. You're my toilet now."
Take this. All right. This is C3 Podcast, brought to you by CarolinaCatChronicles.com, where every Tuesday night for the last month we've had effing problems. But I guess I'm just gonna have to go get gigabyte internet, which is bullshit because I already pay $75 freaking a month. But I'll do it because I love y'all cats, and I love the Carolina Panthers, and I love chilling with y'all on Tuesday nights. Cody, where can they find you on Twitter?
CODYLAC on Twitter. I said last week that I'm going to be doing some stuff on Twitch. I still plan on doing that. Whenever I do it, I will tweet it out from my account. And yeah, come chill with me. We're going to play some video games. And I also just BS about Panther football, Clemson football. So come and talk with me.
Joe Riolano, tell them where they can hit you up.
Guys, you can find me on Twitter at Joe Riolano. I want to thank you for joining in tonight. I know we've been having some problems, but we will do everything we can to get it taken care of. And we appreciate y'all supporting us and keep pounding, guys.
All right, we'll check you out next week. Peace out.